Imagine a tense standoff in the heart of Europe, where whispers of betrayal echo through the corridors of power, and a long-standing alliance teeters on the brink of collapse. What if the iron grip of a dictator begins to slip, not from external forces, but from within his own ranks? This is the shocking reality unfolding in Belarus right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Impact Report. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel for in-depth analyses of global events that shape our world. Hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. The exterior of this unfolding drama in Belarus paints a picture of heightened geopolitical tensions rippling across Europe and Russia, as reports emerge of Belarusian generals reportedly defying orders from President Alexander Lukashenko. Neighboring countries are on high alert. Poland and Lithuania, already fortifying their borders due to past migrant crises orchestrated by Minsk, now fear spillover instability that could disrupt NATO's eastern flank. Russia, Belarus's closest ally, appears caught off guard, with Kremlin officials scrambling to assess the impact on their union-state agreement. European leaders, including those in Brussels, are voicing concerns over potential refugee waves or escalated military posturing, especially amid ongoing conflicts in Ukraine. This external pressure is amplified by Western sanctions that have already strained Belarus's economy, making any internal upheaval a powder keg for broader regional shockwaves. Sources indicate that Lukashenko's surprise military inspection in January 2026, where he bypassed top brass to test readiness, stems from paranoia about loyalty, but official statements frame it as routine preparedness against NATO threats. Opposition voices abroad, however, interpret it as evidence of fracturing command chains, with generals ignoring calls and sabotaging logistics to Russia. Shifting to the interior, the situation inside Belarus is marked by a climate of distrust and passive resistance, where Lukashenko admits to bugging his own ministers and generals, revealing ignored directives and a silent surrender among the elite. In terms of performance, this alleged rift exposes the regime's vulnerabilities after 3 decades of rule. Lukashenko's snap inspection revealed sluggish responses in some units, particularly border forces weakened by Russia's failures in Ukraine, eroding morale and operational efficiency. Economically, Belarus grapples with a zombie economy, debts to Russia exceeding $8 billion, halved exports in key sectors, and agricultural decline, while 500,000 citizens have fled repression. Bureaucratic sabotage, like halting rail shipments to Russian troops, underscores a system where orders are pretended but not executed, signaling a historic breaking point where the regime's control is faltering under internal strain. Safety features in this context highlight Lukashenko's intensified security measures to safeguard his power. The KGB's widespread surveillance, including wiretaps on high-ranking officials, acts as a digital fortress against dissent. Martial law provisions in recent laws allow rapid militarization to suppress opposition, labeling them as extremists. Military deployments during protests, as seen in past crackdowns, ensure regime stability, though they risk alienating the public further. For citizens, however, these features translate to heightened risks: arbitrary arrests, forced conscription, and economic hardships, prioritizing the leader's safety over national well-being. Unique selling points of this crisis lie in its blend of Cold War echoes and modern hybrid threats. Unlike typical coups, this is a silent uprising, through defiance rather than armed revolt, unique to Belarus's position as Russia's buffer state. The demographic crisis, aging population and mass exodus, adds a layer unseen in other authoritarian breakdowns, while Lukashenko's betrayal narratives against even loyalists create a cannibalistic elite dynamic. Its shock value stems from potentially unraveling the Russia-Belarus axis, offering a rare window for democratic forces exiled since 2020 protests. The price of this turmoil is steep, measured in human and economic costs. Over 500,000 immigrants represent lost talent, while sanctions and war proximity have slashed GDP growth, inflating debts and poverty. Politically, it costs Lukashenko legitimacy, with no opposition in recent elections branding them shams. For Europe and Russia, the price includes diverted resources for border security and aid, potentially billions in refugee support if chaos escalates, human toll, thousands imprisoned, families torn, and a nation on edge. In conclusion, While reports of generals turning against Lukashenko paint a dramatic picture of impending coup, evidence points more to deep-seated tensions and erosion of authority rather than outright rebellion. This moment could either reinforce his grip through purges or accelerate change if external pressures mount. Stay tuned to Impact Report for updates. Thanks for watching. Like and share if this resonated.